Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are launching module number 3, the kitchen. We got to get the kitchen to the moon so we can cook food. And I'm just running out to the shuttle. I set it all up. I came back. I crashed in fantastic style as usual. And yeah. So there's still a few things on the planet to take care of, right? Trying the recovery of the shuttle and everything else. I don't know what's best. It seems like crash landing here seems to be working out pretty good. So yeah, or splashing down. But then I'll need to build a vessel that can lift this thing out of the water, right? Going back to all that stuff and everything else. So I'm not too sure how that's going to work. If I want to put a connector on the back of it. Well, I'll have to do some tests. Once this is done and I'm set up on the moon and we're able to test the missions, because that's what I want to do. I want to check out the moon rescue missions, what they pay, all that sort of stuff. Then I think what I'll do afterwards is we'll come back to Earth and we'll focus on the Earth things again. All right. So one thing I did change is I added thrusters to the outside of the wings here, and they're connected to A and D, so I now have the ability to roll on the moon, and I control my pitch between the numbers. I was debating on whether I was going to change these to a threshold, and maybe now that I've said that, I'm actually going to do that. That'll be in the next launch. I'll do that. I'll have a button here which will allow me to switch over. Yeah, be a toggle button. There'll be a button somewhere in here, probably right here or something, and it'll be like space and then moon and then whatever. However that's gonna work. Okay, fuel pump on, main thrusters on, altitude hold off. We still have plenty of fuel, and let's go. Let's turn the brakes off, and we can now launch. Yeah, so now I have the ability to roll, to control my rolling, right? Limitedly, because they're obviously facing down. So I can, it is what it is, right? There's so many like tweaks, and because it's a sandbox, right? There's so many ways that we could redesign this and reconfigure and tweak it. But, I'm the kind of person who's like, at some point, you just kind of need to accept, like, I'm having a hard takeoff there. I don't know why. At some point, we just have to accept a reasonable quality and say, okay, we are at our reasonable quality, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I was looking at these modules, and I noticed that the pistons for the legs, they are, what I should have done is merge them all together so they all deploy at one time, and they're individual, so they're all 4 individuals. The other thing I might need to do is add connectors to them, just so that way they don't. I think yesterday the issue that I was having on the approach is that the pistons they're not locked into place, right? So they move around and all that stuff. So I think that's what was happening. Yeah. Now we're going back to these reaction wheels. You see how small the reaction wheels are? I guess those are small ones compared to the large one there. They work, but they're kind of like the RCS thrusters. They don't actually have the full. The ship is huge. It's massive. And I mean, they just don't have the ability to really control my pitch and stuff. And the thing is, I'd have to be constantly calibrating them. +1, -1, +1, -1, right? If you turn it to +1, they'll start rotating in one direction and then the other one and stuff like that. So I guess I could set them up so they try and counter each other, and that would require a whole lot of testing. I just don't think it's really feasible with the shuttle. That's just my opinion, I mean, we could do some more testing. Obviously, there's a lot of testing that we could do where we could easily debunk my theories for sure, right? So like I say, I just sort of accept that it is what it is, and that I'll try what I can do with these thrusters there on the wings there, as you can see on the outside of the wings. That will probably help a lot in my rolling as I'm landing. And then of course we have our pitch control from the nose, right? So it's a little hard to explain. When there's thrust coming off the rear of the vehicle, the nose, let's see, what are we at, 13,000? It causes the bottom of the rocket to now move faster than the top of the rocket with that thrust. So the top of the rocket wants to roll over, as it were. It wants to tip and allow the thrust to surpass the nose. So we have to find a way to keep the nose straight, so we can have that thrust coming off the rear of it, and allowing the whole craft to thrust forwards, up and down and wherever it's going to go. So that's those are just some of the forces that are working against us as we approach the moon, or we're in space or whatever, and we're trying to thrust in certain directions, right? So we have an unequal amount of thrust coming off the base, and then we don't have any thrust coming off the nose. So the nose is constantly rolling around, right? It's constantly pitching and rolling and pitching and rolling, and we need to try and correct that. So part of that, when you're approaching the moon, and we'll turn the main thrusters off and the fuel pump off, and there is no gravity, right? There's no air. So our I don't know. I don't know how to describe that. Let's see. On Earth, with the atmosphere, as you go faster and faster, the atmosphere resistance becomes stronger and stronger. And that's how you're able to, use aerodynamics to control how the craft moves, right? How the craft moves through the atmosphere. Because we're able to use the air to help roll the front of the aircraft while you're getting that thrust from the backside of the aircraft, right? It all helps. Aerodynamics, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff with the fins and everything. On the moon, there is no atmosphere. So there's no gases which help the rocket, maneuver, pitch and roll and all that kind of stuff. We just don't have that ability. So unfortunately, if you thrust in a certain direction, there's nothing to resist that thrust, if that kind of makes sense. So if you thrust to the left, you're going to start moving left at whatever, 10, 20, 100 meters per second. And the only way to stop yourself from moving at 100 meters per second is to apply thrust in the opposite direction. If you overcorrect, you're going to slow down to 0, and then you're going to start going the opposite direction, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. All those sorts of things, physics, blah, 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 right? So yeah, so there's all those sort of forces that are working against us as we approach and as we do the things that we try and do, right? So yeah, so I don't know. I just kind of wanted to throw some of that stuff sort of out there and just say, like, it can be frustrating, but at the same time, there really isn't much we can do about it. That is just the way. It's par for the course, I guess, is the expression you could use. That's just the way it is. You're navigating in space. There's no resistance, there's no gases, no atmosphere. So unfortunately, you're relying purely on thrust, right? Purely on thrust to spin the craft in the direction. So yes, that's why it's difficult. Anyways, so going beyond that, I'll just show you, there we go. You see we have the ability to pitch, and that threw me. See how that threw me way out, way off course there? So I'm going to attempt to use that when I land, and hopefully that's going to have some sort of help, right? Now whether I need to add one facing the opposite direction and have it that thrust when this side thrusts to help me spin, maybe instead of putting them on the back of the craft and the wings, maybe they need to be more in the center of the vehicle, so our thrust is more equal to the vehicle. If that kind of sort of makes sense, I don't know. It's hard kind of hard to explain. I'm not a rocket scientist. I never went to school or university to study that kind of stuff. So I don't know the terminology that you would learn having a technical background there, right? You'd learn that terminology. You'd learn the words that they use, right? So sometimes I'm trying to explain things that don't make sense. And they don't make sense because I just don't have the correct vocabulary to explain those things. I'm just trying to use what I've learned, right? But you could take rocket science to a lesser degree, and you could apply it here to a lesser degree, right? We are using, there's physics that are involved. There's geometry, right? We're using the angles, angular velocity, Euler, all that sort of stuff, right? So, there's a little bit of a technicality to it. Maybe not much, but there's a little bit of a technicality to it. So now I'm not sure. I want to try and come like as close as I can to the planet here. I'm gonna try and just really just skim the backside of the moon here if I can. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. That's module 3. Thankfully, after this, there's only 3 more modules. There's the med bay, the sleeping quarters, and then the laundry shower room. And that's it for core modules. And then I need the airlock and the stairs, and then potentially the power module, right? Power module would be good because it provides baseline power for the whole setup, and it's enough to keep the whole setup stable while everything is running. And then we have the nuclear reactor, which we can use to give us any additional electricity if we need it. And I might need to bring a second reactor. I'm not sure yet. So what would that be? That would be 3, 4, 5. So there's like still 6 or 7 launches that I got to do to get all this stuff to the moon. It's crazy. But we are, we are building a full setup, on the moon. We're not just going. I have a full setup in here. I don't have a shower or nothing inside the shuttle. I could probably install one with a little water tank and a drain and stuff. That'd be so funny. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try and do. We'll see when we get there if these will work for helping me roll the craft. Otherwise, like I say, I'll have to figure something else out or whatever. Just continue to tweak it, right? These are the little things now that I can tweak. And now, as far as the reaction wheels and the weight goes, the reaction wheels don't weigh much. They weigh about 80 pounds or 80 mass. I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming it's pounds. I'm not sure. There's no, they haven't given us any, so I've seen, any insight. You just look at it, it says mass. Is that pounds? Is that tons? What is that? So my assumption is it's pounds, right? This aircraft is 32,000 mass. My assumption is that's 32,000 pounds. I could be wrong. Maybe I should probably read somewhere. I'm sure I could find out. All right. This is exciting. So this will be today's launch. We'll get this here, and then I have some stuff to do, and maybe this afternoon or something today I might be able to get hammer out a second launch. That would be nice. That would be nice. And the stairs have to come as well. That's going to be an individual. It'll have to be an individual launch for the stairs. Right, so of the core modules, if I don't bring the power module, I need the airlock. I probably should have checked that, actually. I probably should have checked that. Because I don't know if I can get the door to open without the airlock being active. And that might be my flaw. So what I might need to do on one of the other modules that I bring is add a door to it that I can open up separate from the airlock just in case, like an emergency escape or something, right? Because the way the airlock is set up right now, you push the button, it reads the air temperature on the moon, which is 0, and then what it does is it draws out all the air that's inside the airlock, and until it gets to 0, and then the door opens up, right? Once the air pressure is equalized, and vice versa. I can't go into the yeah, boy, that's my flaw. I can't go into the base. So you close the outside door, and then when you press the button to open the inside door, it pumps that air back into the airlock, and it won't open the internal door, I think, until the pressure is equalized with the inside. I'll have to check on that, though. I'll have to check on that. So, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things, right? Just one of those things that we gotta do. I don't think about until after the fact. But that's the whole part of testing, right? We got to take it to the moon to test it. Yeah, I could spawn it into the moon and just assemble it and all that sort of stuff. But you know, for me, it's got to survive. It has to be able to make the journey from beginning to end in order for me to say, yeah, I approve, right? Otherwise, you can't be that accurate. All right. So far so good. So far so good. I'll probably save it space here, something like that. All right, there we go. Just in case randomly explode. Should be okay. Reasonably all right until we get closer to the moon here. Oh yeah. Whoa. So that's perfect. Yeah, and so likewise now, right? We left the planet. And all that thrust is coming from the rear of the craft. And what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to change that thrust, the angle of the thrust, and where we go. And it's hard to explain. We need like a rocket scientist or something. Oh, did they lose one already? I tell ya. Ooh. Alrighty. They're back to using. All right. Yeah, there we go. That seems to be a nice. Eventually, I'm hoping to find this trajectory. What I'm going to do next, so the next big change which I'm going to be making to the shuttle is I'm going to be keeping this, but now that I'm able to get the rotation and I'm able to mark the rotation, I am going to try and graph our trajectory from the moon, from the Earth to the moon, this way and this way. I am going to try and graph it. Coming up here, I'll spend some time and see if I can design something like that, because I really think that's really what I need now. That would be the final part. That's what I tried to do initially when I did this, and now that I've set up all of this stuff, I feel like I can really take care of that now. So yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, this is exciting. Get the kitchen in. Get the kitchen in. Get the, what's next? Let's see. So, kitchen. Yeah, and then next we'll bring in the med bay. And then the sleeping module. And then the laundry facility there. And then, I guess that's it, really. 3, 4, potentially 4, probably 5 with the stairs, potentially 5 more launches, and then everything can be on the moon. We can assemble it, test it, and then yeah, do some other stuff. I want to start trying these the missions. The moon missions. I really would like to see how they work. Just see if it's possible to, like, you know, just see how they work. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll rework the truck. I was thinking that maybe what I could do is make the reactor so instead of it being fixed on its base, like that would kind of work. That would kind of work if I wanted to tow it somewhere and then just leave it there. But then I thought with the space that I have on the truck, I could always make it so that way the truck carries it, you know? That it just kind of somehow the truck can pick it up and it can just anchor itself onto the vehicle. And I'm thinking maybe that might be better. I'm not sure. But I do want to reapproach that at some point as well, and just continue to work on that. You know, I mean, obviously it's not supposed to be like it is on Earth, where you're cruising at 100 kilometers an hour across the. You can try, but you'll hit a little bump and fly into space. You really do need to go kind of slow. But I do want to see if I can speed it up just a little bit, especially when I'm pulling the trailers there. Yeah, so like right now, let's see, if I wanted to roll, I could do that. There we go. That kind of worked, right? Something like that. That actually worked really well. Nope, we want that. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, that worked out really well. So now I just need to practice, you know, like a pilot, right? We need to do these launches and practice. That was really nice. Actually, that rolled me. Look at that. That was perfect. I'm gonna save that. That was worked out really well. All right. Good. Now, in theory, I'll be able to do that as I'm landing on the you know, it really isn't that easy. But I wish it was that easy. Cool. Well, that worked out really well. Now we got to really. Now we're like cruising. Yeah. So that's what I hope to do when I'm all out of control and approaching, right? Is to be able to roll like that and calm down. Hopefully that will help me land. You know, the feet are good. The feet are good when they grab. They're decent, right? So nice. Now that helped out a lot, actually. Yeah, now I gotta start going down because we're overshooting already. Start going this way. Nice. Yeah, so that'll work. That'll work for now. Like I say, then the next thing would be to determine, like, you know, where should I? Do I need more? Do I need less? You know. However that's gonna work out. It's exciting. And then it would just evolve. I just evolve. It's the best way to do it. Yeah. And I'll have to check communications. I want to check communications out. I'll go over that as well at some point here and just see, kind of get what our distances is. Because we basically, it's 450 kilometers, right, from the Earth to the Moon. So I need to figure out what our maximum distance on our communications is. I think it's 100,000. If it's only 20,000, there's no way we're going to be able to communicate with the Moon from the planet, which kind of sucks. Yeah. Do you know how many? You have to launch 5 satellites per 100 kilometers. What is that? That'd be a line of 25 satellites. There's no way. There's no way. And then to try and refuel all of them and keep them going. Oh, that would be too much. Yeah, because I think the large dish is 20,000. I don't know. I'll have to take a look here and see. What we can't get video. I think the video is 8 kilometers is our maximum distance on that. So. Let's see, if I change, now it seems like we're not going up anymore, so now we want to go this way. We need to keep going this way into the Moon. Let's get more speed this way. That way I'm not just sitting there burning gas, slowly heading towards the Moon. Nice. This one seemed to be pretty good. What are we on our... Z is 10,000 and X is 19,000 and getting smaller. Yeah, at some point here it's gonna glitch us into the Moon's whatever sphere of influence. And I don't know. I don't know if there's a smoother way to handle that. That's the code. That's the code. I don't know. However they designed it, if there's a way that they could make it smoother, because it just seems to like click, boom. Now we're processing. Now the code is turned on, and that seems to be where all the issues happen. Nice. Ah, it's a good day. Good day to go to the moon. Nice and sunny outside. It'll be a good day to go outside as well. Yes, I hope wherever you are, however you are, your week has been going fantastic. Your day is going fantastic. All that good stuff. I wish everyone a good, safe, and happy life. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to post the moon module as its own object. The shuttle will be its own object, and then of course there's the handler and all that stuff, right? We'll have to on the workshop there. Yeah, this is good. This is good. To be honest, I'm a little surprised. I thought maybe like there's who is it? This one YouTuber there. He's an engineer or something. I thought maybe I was hoping anyways that he would do some videos going to space. Maybe with more. He's got more of a technical background. Maybe he could explain the physics and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure he knows all that stuff, right? Being an engineer. Would have had to learn all that stuff in school. that was me anyway. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping I could just take some, get some tips and tricks from that. But it seems like space is still unknown to a lot of people. So. Unfortunately, you have to put up with my non-technical background here when it comes to this sort of stuff. All right, what are we at here? 40? Oh yeah, look, we still got a fair amount of fuel. I want to go this way some. Let's try and get this. Let's get some forward momentum here. It sucks because you start going forwards, and then what it does is it starts pushing you off the moon. It's weird. It's very weird how all this, because you're still being influenced from the gravity of the Earth, right? And that's why when you thrust in the way that you do, it pushes the craft in the way that it does. I don't know how else to explain that. And then when the map switches from the Earth to the moon, gravity is affecting you in a different way. So when you're thrusting against that gravity, it's pushing you in a different way, and yeah, so it's there's no way for me to explain that. It's just something that I've experienced. So you start moving in different directions. When you apply thrust to the vehicle, it spins in a different direction. All that sort of stuff happens, right? But as you can see, it's not impossible. It's actually pretty easy to get to the moon. What I want to do is I want to build like a single rocket, which has like a launcher in it, a nose cone or something, right? And then come to the moon and land on like the nose cone thingy. Instead of bringing a shuttle, I think that would be kind of neat to try it, to test out the different variations, right? Now somebody asked me to build NASA has like a battleship, it's called. It's like a battleship rocket or something. And they asked me to do that, and I said, yeah, I would check it out. And that was like a month or two ago. I haven't. So I'm gonna continue on doing these builds. Like I say, probably I'll be doing videos for the next few years with space. Trying to figure it out and stuff, so. What I want to do is take my my tanker ship and put a rocket engine in that. See if I can launch the tanker out of the water and get it to see if I can get it to come to the moon. I just think that would be hilarious. I saw somebody do it. They had a little ship with a rocket in it. They had a picture of them in space, right? And I just thought that would be so funny, right? Like a hideaway kind of get an oil tanker / spaceship, you know. I'm sure there's some sci-fi videos with that where they've got like a tanker, you know, submarine or something floating in space, right? All right. Now that was good. See, we're still, the fuel burn seems to be fairly consistent. I'm a little bit closer on my Y value. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit closer than I normally am. But the fuel burn, it's all relatively the same. All right. But it's so hard to try and like, yeah. You see how far off the planet we are? We are. Oh, maybe that changed. The Z distance. I'll have to take a look at that. Anyways, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to now build a graph, an XYZ graph, so we can gauge where we are as. So we can. I want to try and map a trajectory now. That's been my goal all along, and I want to be able to try and map a proper trajectory. Right? We can measure the rotation, so we know how we need to rotate, and now I want to be able to graph that rotation. All right, I am going to cut here, and I think we're close enough. Let's save this here, and then once I get closer, I'll do a separate save, like approach or something like that, as I usually do. And then let's get the map out, and let's just see. I'm trying to land there. See what happens. The map switches, will switch again when I get close. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday. After having that conversation, I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I need to figure something out, because it doesn't. You can't pitch or roll. There's no atmosphere, so what do you do, right? And it seems like 9 times out of 10. Whenever I'm approaching and I have a half decent approach, my roll is you know, I'm a sideways, right? So if I can half decently control that somehow, then maybe it won't be so bad. So let's all right. Let's see. I'm going to turn this to 1, and let me roll. I'm going to roll now. Yeah, it's not going to like that. Hopefully it lets me roll. Please, 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 please let me roll. There, you see that? I rolled, and that completely changed my momentum. Instead of going sideways now, I think I'm probably still going sideways at it. There we go. Yeah, I'm doing 500 meters per second towards the moon. That is fast. That is fast. So I'll save it here. I can probably save it here as space. Yeah, that's probably good. And then I just have to let it. But angularly, that's not bad. I can accept that. You know, that's a half decent velocity on the. Yeah, that's a half decent velocity. Now, once you start thrusting, throw all that out the window, right? Let's see what we can do. Oh, is that the... No, that's just some dirt on my screen. I thought maybe... Is that it? No, there's some dirt. There's some dirt. We'll see what issues we have approaching today. Everything seems good so far. Yeah, everything seems really good so far. Yeah, and I mean, I say things like, you know, maybe there's a way that they can smooth the transition points and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, too, the delay, my PC also might not, you know, it adds that latency, and that could be why, you know, there's many factors that play into that, right? So, hold on, I gotta take this call. Alrighty, continuing on. Sorry about that. That was the school. Gotta go and the schools. I think there's just a week left, so they have all the stuff going on at the school. So they're just okay. So now I don't know. Where am I? Oh, I really have to cross the moon still. So let's see. We're slowing down. I'm gonna save this. This was actually really good. No, what did I say? I probably said load, right? Save. This was a good one, as you saw. So far, so good. Haven't had any issues. Now maybe that was my rotation, the way that the physics are hitting the ship. I don't know, but this one was so far so good, right? So now we want to go this way a little bit. I need to go there. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed for this one. Look, I'm not even rolling or anything yet. Like, you know, knock on wood, sort of the expression. Okay, we'll deploy the feet. I need to get a little bit of linear speed, probably too much. Yeah, probably too much, but you know, ideally I would just touch right down like this and put on the brakes, right? All right, what is that? The nose. See if I could just slow my descent a little bit here. Preferably so I don't land on I can just get over top of that. I'm trying. I'm really trying. So see if I roll a little bit here, I can do that. Yes, there we go. Oh, that is super cool. Super cool. So I'm gonna try and land right in front of me here. I'm just gonna go straight down and just see where we touch down. Hopefully it's close to that. So far, so good. Come this way just a little bit. So far, so good. Wow, look at that cave. That's mega. Mega, mega, mega. Oh, so far, so good. See, now I gotta go this way. Yeah, you can go that way, you can go that way, you can go that way. See the reactor down there, our beacon. And then if I pitch, if I roll, oh yeah, just like that. And then the computer's doing whatever it's doing. And then we can turn this way. See if I can slow down our lateral speed here. No. We're gonna overshoot here. There's all our stuff. There's all our stuff down there. Well, this is good. Let's see if I come up this way. You know, if I do this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh. Turning is such a chore. Such a chore. You can do it though. No, see, and then you see how the map changed like that? So if you're on the surface and it does that, you'll die. It'll just fling you right off. The map doesn't properly roll. So we'll go back that way. See, it's telling me I need to go another 20 kilometers that way, but I don't. It's just right there. Oh boy. Yeah, thrust me that way. Thrust me that way. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Now I'm able to do this because I have player damage. I have player damage off. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to. I don't think I'm going to salvage this one. I am going to load approach. I don't know what happened there. I just started spinning and whatever. So you see, it's not ideal. It's not easy. If you overshoot, you overshoot. If you start to spin, there's no resistance. So you carry that angular velocity with you wherever you're going. So if your linear speed is 500 meters per second and you turn, now you're going sideways at 500 meters per second until you slow that linear speed down. And the only way for me to do that, it would be to rotate 180 degrees without pitching and rolling, and then apply thrust. So I can slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. But given the thrusters that I have, in order for me to turn 180 degrees at that speed, it probably takes 40 or 50 or 60 kilometers. You know what I mean? So here, let's try this again. Let's try this again. I'll just come down nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. I overshot that. I overshot it. I think it was my own fault there for overshooting it. Because we want to be, I want to be like that. Yeah, I want to be like that, and then of course let's see. It'd be nice to just put down, but of course, yeah, it's not like. Maybe that'll do it. Need to have a little bit more linear speed. Not a lot, just a little bit. There we go. There we go. And then come this way a little bit more. And we'll roll that way a little bit. I really like that. I really like the that I can roll now. That's I really like that. Seems like when you give it lots of like pulsing, pulse, you get more out of it than applying the direct. I don't know why. Let me come this way a little bit. Pitch a little bit. I will lower the landing gear. We're coming in for our approach. Look, there's craters everywhere. I'm trying to avoid these craters if I can. There's no like landing strip. Well, we gotta go right over there. Actually, where this trajectory is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, my thing is I could turn on the reaction wheels right now, but I'm worried that if you have to turn them on, turn them off. It's a lot, right? Because right now I have to gauge my descent. I also have to make sure that I'm thrusting properly on my descent. Here we're going to try and go this way a little bit. Ooh, that might have been a bit much. Yeah, that was a bit much. Right? If I could just roll. Let's see, if I could just roll like that. Maybe that's what I need to do. Like that. There we go. And then, oh, did I press F by accident? So I guess it is possible. It's just a matter of being a good pilot, I guess. Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know what's. this is not going to work out. Oh, we're down. Oh, no. No, that was a critical fail. Look at that. Oh, man, the whole thing is destroyed. I'll try that again. Well, something happened there. I hope the video didn't crash. All right, this will have to be my last approach. If I can't make it this time, I gotta leave. I didn't realize the time there. All right. So what can I do? Need to come this way a little bit. Maybe I won't correct as much. We'll see. I'll let myself come a little closer to the surface. Yeah, maybe that's what I can do. I seem to be overshooting. But I don't want to put down here. It's like it's so hard to gauge, you know? It's so hard to gauge. Right? And you see I have a little bit of linear speed. There's no atmosphere, so I have to give myself just a little bit of this. There we go. Just a little bit of momentum. Oh, who's that? I'm not answering that. I'm busy, leave me alone. One of those days. The boss, somebody. We got work for you. No, I'm not interested. Leave me alone. Alright, so I don't know if this is kind of going any better. I'm not sure. There's something down there. No, there's something down there in that crater. Maybe that's just a glitch in the map. Okay. I'm going to try and let's see. Put the feet down here. Let's try it. Let's see what I can do. Oh yeah, this, see if I could put down right here. This would be perfect. Oh, come on. Don't fail me now. No, I'm going to overshoot again. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Hey, the first two modules are actually nice and close to each other. All right, let's see. Ah, brace for impact. Brace. Oh. Ay. ay. No way. No. There's no way. Look, it's just going to continue to destroy itself. Ugh. Really? Ridiculous. Alright, I think I can try one more time at least. Yeah, I got one more in it. I don't know what else. I don't want to land too far away because it'll take me hours and hours and hours to try and cross the moon to collect all that stuff. So, I don't know. It's hard in the shuttle. Jeez, I was moving fast. Holy cow. Wow. Well. I mean, worst case scenario, I suppose I could try and just land wherever. And then, just try and do like a low altitude flight over to where I need to go. I've thought about that as well. Kind of like what I was doing with the RCS vehicle. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see where this one touches down. It's so deceptive, right? So deceptive. But maybe what I need to do is more thrust this way. Yeah, more thrust this way. Could try that. I could try that. Let's see. I could try this. I can see where I want to touch down. It's just over there. Try anyways. Seems to be working a little bit better. Oh boy. I guess this spot is not, it's not too bad. I would have to turn this way. I mean, it is rated. We're about within a few kilometers, I suppose. I suppose it is what it is. Just have to touch down. Nice and gentle. Well, that was pretty good. Except now just of course it just clips into the ground and then away you go. Hopefully I don't get too screwed up here. Da, 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 da. No. Magnets don't wanna. Well, I'm down, I guess. I can't quite complain about that. That's not bad. We're how far away from my what are we, about 5 kilometers away? I wonder how much inside got destroyed. Yeah, so from here I can always take off, and I can always do a low flight over to there. But you see how I'm off the map? See how I'm off the map? If I continue to go this way, if I continue to go that way, I'm going to glitch out and die. Alright, so let's try and repair though. Let's see if I can get the brakes to work. And then I'll do a quick damage assessment and see what's up with the ship. I can't stay here because I'm off the map, and if I try and come over here with the vehicle, it's going to cause all kinds of problems. So. And we're just kind of moving randomly moving. I'm down though. I guess I have to accept that. I have to accept that I'm down. All right. Oof, and moving extremely fast. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Every single block I have to repair about 20 times. Every single block. Okay, I don't know why we're still rolling. Should be the brakes should be on, yeah. The brakes should be on. Wow, there's so much damage to this thing. Maybe they aren't on. There we go. Let's see if that helps at all. Eleven, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 25 for that one. So every single one of these blocks, I have to wait. It takes forever to absolutely repair this thing. All right, so we're down. Let me do a quick damage check here. All right, that was good. That thruster, that's not the thruster. That's, get out of the way. That's the other foot over there. Those are damaged, obviously. How much of this inside is damaged? One tank. On the inside, it's damaged. Both wings damaged or just one? Looks like I just lost one wing. Two tanks. They still have a little bit of gas in them. 25 clicks per tank times 10 tanks. All right, so that is good. That is good. That is good. Okay. And then let's just check on the cargo here to make sure that the cargo's all right. I wonder how low flight's going to be from here. I do wonder. Not bad. I mean, we still have fuel and stuff. Like, it's not bad. All right, let's take a look at the at this. The damage comes right out to there. That's kind of ridiculous. But I'll have to accept it because I'm down. Oh yeah, this survived. Survived just nicely. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Let's get down through here, close that there. We'll go back up to the front of the vessel and just start to repair. Cool. Wow. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I made it. I made it. Now it's just a matter of... that's not too far away, but I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit closer. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.